we are now recording. And
okay. Do I just start telling my story?
well, I'm going to go ahead and say a prayer first, if you don't mind, and then I'm going to go ahead.
No, go ahead, right ahead. I don't mind at all. Go right ahead.
Okay, and then we'll have you start with your story. And as you do your story, Annette, I'll ask you some questions, and others are allowed to ask you questions as we go along. And that's about that. Okay.
No problem. I just hope this helps everyone else too.
I'm sorry?
I just hope this helps everyone else too.
I pray that it does too.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you so much for our gathering, and you say that when two or more are gathered, that you hear our prayers. So we are asking you to let this story be able to touch someone. Let Kate's story open up people's hearts and eyes and help educate them. And we thank you so much for all your blessings, and help us to draw us closer to you and give us strength through your word. And we're just grateful for everything that you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, well, Kate, why don't you go ahead and tell your story?
Okay, well, my story started in spring of 2002. I woke up in April of that year with back pain. I went to the doctor, and I had x-rays and MRIs done, and my MRI came back that I had an 8x10 bulging disc in my lower lumbar part. So I went, and due to that, it was horrible pain, horrible sciatica. I lost my job in September of 2004 due to not being able to sit, stand, or anything. And I just went through lots of physical therapy, injections, and all that. And finally, in September of 2007, I had my first back fusion. And I had L4, L3, L4, and L5 fused. And that was, and then in December of 2007, I had to go back in again because I had complications. My BMP, like my cage thing, came out of place, so I had to go back in for surgery again in December 2007 for another fusion in my back. And this was done by the same doctor who did the first one, same hospital. And then in December of 2008, I had to go back in for another fusion in my back because the doctor who did my second surgery, who also did the first surgery, my screws all came out. Wow. And they were all out of place. And I had a screw going through my spinal canal. So I had to go back in again with a different surgery. I went to a different surgeon this time for the third surgery, different hospital. And I had L3, L4, and L5 and S1 fused. And at the end of December, beginning of January, I started having really bad foot pain, and it was like not a normal pain. And so I've been in pain management since 2002 also. So I went to a different doctor, and I had a feeling, because I used to work in the medical field, that I had RSD. So I got hooked up to a doctor that was an RSD doctor in Southern California where I lived. Mm-hmm. And I got diagnosed with RSD in April 2009.
I'm so sorry.
And when the doctor told me, I cried and cried and cried because I knew I had it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry I'm tearing up, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. Take your time.
And then, so my RSD has spread from my left foot into in both my feet, both my legs, both my arms and hands, and my eyes and ears.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
And it's horrible having to my eyes because my eyes just hurt sometimes really bad, and even when they're shut, they hurt. It's just not fun. Mm-hmm. And
do you have photophobia?
What?
Do you have photophobia?
I know. It's just my eyes just hurt sometimes really bad. And when I went to an eye doctor in March of 2012, who knew what RSD was, I got diagnosed with RSD in my eyes.
Okay. Wow.
And along
Does it affect your vision?
Yeah, it does. I have a hard time driving at nighttime and seeing things at night. Mm-hmm. So I try not to drive at night. And during I have to say I'm also a suicide survivor. I've tried to kill myself 2 times, maybe, hold on, I'm thinking. I've tried to do it 3 different times, and I'm so thankful I'm alive.
Thankful
and still here today, because I wasn't. I have my beautiful daughter, and
Amen.
I moved from Southern California to Illinois in March of 2012, and I got pregnant with my daughter in May of 2012. And I had my daughter February 8th, 2013, and I was 40 years old when I had her.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had RSD in all my limbs when I had her, eyes and ears too. And I'm also a single mom.
Wow, you really have a lot of strength.
I've gained a lot of strength through my journey and through things that have happened to me. And I also have other diagnoses too. Like I also have fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a frozen shoulder due to RSD in my left arm. I was just recently diagnosed with carpal tunnel in both my arms. It's worse on my left. I'm not able to have any surgery on because my RSD is so bad. I'm not able to get like flu shots or any of that because it's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a spinal cord stimulator in my back for my legs and feet. And the best thing I've ever done for my RSD is I have a pain pump. And I have continuous pain medication in my system.
Wow, I was just getting ready. I'm sorry, I was just going to say that I'm getting ready to go there for my pain pump, and I haven't made that decision quite yet because I'm a little leery about it, but you found it to be very, very helpful?
Oh my gosh, I have continuous pain medication going through my system. It's made the biggest difference in my life.
Are you able to live somewhat of a functional life now because of it?
I'm able to have more function than I've had before.
Awesome.
I have a hard. When I do stuff, I have to take breaks doing it. Like if I do the dishes, I have to take breaks doing it. I just try and piece myself and balance myself out.
Mhm. Wow.
And I do have help. I do have a boyfriend, and he does help me out a lot, and I do appreciate that. So I do have some help.
Awesome.
And my boyfriend doesn't look at my disabilities, he looks at me.
That's beautiful.
And so I know that there's impulsion at different groups saying, no one's going to want me because of this, I'm on disability. I just have to say, just wait for the right person and it will come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Are you okay?
Did you meet him after you had RSD?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you meet him?
And after I also had my daughter, too.
Praise God.
And how did you meet him?
We met at the food bank.
Oh,
really?
Awesome. Awesome. That is a beautiful story. Really, truly inspirational. Inspirational, yes indeed. Wow.
And were you suicidal because of the RSD?
Yes. He was just so bad.
How did you work through that?
I'm still here because I wasn't here. I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
My daughter definitely keeps me going.
Yes, they do. How did you work through that, Kate, when you were dealing with the depression and that? What were the steps that you took to help yourself through that?
You know what? I've had therapy, and the therapy only worked because I wanted it. I wanted it when I wanted it, and that's the only reason why it's worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
If a person doesn't want therapy or doesn't want the help, it's not going to do any good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I also take meds, and I do see a psych doctor every 2 months, too, and that helps a lot. And I also see a therapist. If I have a therapist I can go see and talk to if I need to, too.
Wow. I really find
the one thing that's got me through is therapy, and therapy has helped me a lot, especially going to like a pain psychologist. That helps a lot. That understands. That's helped me a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Did you have to go through many of the pain colleges to find one that was perfect for you, or were you lucky that the first one worked for you?
I'm really lucky because I had a great pain doctor when I lived in California, and then when I moved here, I was lucky that I was able to get a great pain doctor here too. Because when I first got here to Illinois, moved, I didn't have any pain management. It's my primary care, taking my meds. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and so I had my OBGYN meds, and I had to go to I went to St. Louis University in St. Louis to an MFN doctor because my pregnancy being at age 40 and all my diagnosis I have was such high risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was I wrong that you said you had a pain pump and a SCS?
Yes, I do. I have both.
Wow. You don't find many that have that. And I heard somebody on the show the other day say that their doctor wanted to do that. Can you explain how that really works, please? Having them both.
I went in, my doctor and I discussed it, and my pain doctor said, I think the best thing for you, because your RC is so bad, I think a pain pump would be the key to you. So it was arranged for me. I went to Memorial Hospital here in Illinois, in Belleville. I hope I said that right. And I had a trial, and what they did is they just went in and inserted the medication into the spot on my spinal canal. I can't remember the spot, and it really worked really good. It really helped my pain a lot. So then we made arrangements for me to get my pain pump implanted. Mm-hmm. And so we went and made the date, and and the pain pump is in my stomach, and then it also goes around into my back. And my surgery for my pain pump took much longer than expected because the doctor who did my pain pump had to go under my SCS wires because my pain pump and SCS are all on the same side.
Wow. So.
And when I go get my pain pump refilled, there's a little tube right there on my stomach, and they just take an ultrasound, and they can take a needle and go in there into a little tube that's in my stomach right there, and get the spot. And when I get my pain pump refilled, they have to withdraw all what's left over in there, and then they take there's one needle, and it has all my medications mixed in it because I have 3 different meds in my pain pump. I have Dilaudid, Baclofen, and Clonidine. And it's all arranged in one, huge needle, and they just insert it in and very slowly inject it. And then I'm good for 3 months. And I don't know how to explain how it's set up, but it's set up that the medicine is continuous release, but only a certain amount. I don't know how to explain that part.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have control over how much. Like if you needed to increase it, you couldn't.
Right. But the way I can increase it, though, is I can call the doctor, and if I need a bolus, they can give me a bolus.
What's a bolus?
Okay. It's extra pain medication if I ever need it.
Okay. Is it painful to have it refilled?
No, it's not. It's just really fast, simple. I mean, you just do one little needle prick, and that's it.
Okay.
It's just hardly feel it at all. It doesn't hurt me at all or anything when they refill my pain pump.
Okay.
So you can function with all that medication on you, and
I might be
tired all the time?
Yeah, I do have my moments when I do get really, really tired, and, my body just sometimes does give out on me.
Mm-hmm.
And that I have such a wonderful boyfriend that he can tell, because he knows me so well, that when I'm that way, he'll just send me to bed and tell me, just sleep for a little while, because he can tell.
That's awesome.
And so that's really good. You're lucky to have I'm really lucky right there that I have what I have. I'm really just so lucky and happy to have him as my partner.
So is the pain pump, does it work for the lower half of you, and then the SCS works for the upper part of your body? Is that how that works?
The pain pump works for my whole body. When we have the pain med goes through our stomach. It has to go through our stomach and then all the way around. Well, the pain pump, it just goes right into my nerves where I need it, and it bypasses all the stomach issues. So there's 3 meds that I was able to get off of that go in my pain pump.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So it really helps. It also helps with the liver and kidneys because the pain meds and the meds are not going through our stomach, through our liver and kidneys. It's just going straight where it needs to go with my pain pump. That's good.
Well, that's good.
So it bypasses all that.
Well, maybe that is something that I want to do because I'm in stage 2 kidney disease also. So I think that's probably the best thing for me then.
I have to say, the pain pump, and we're all different with RC. All the medications and all the treatments are all effective differently because what may work for one person may not work for the other. But the one thing we all do have in common with RC is the horrible pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's what I want to get rid of and have a cure for, is the pain to go away. But, and I still, and, I do have problems with my hands and feet. On my feet, I'm not able to wear socks or shoes at all. I live in flip-flops year-round. No matter what the weather is, I'm in flip-flops.
Have you had to deal with any rashes or anything?
Oh, yes, I have. On the bottom of my left foot, I would get these little round things, and they would itch like crazy, and a clear fluid would come out of them, and they were horrible. It would itch, and they would hurt, and when they popped, the clear fluid would come out. I don't know. I remember a couple of years ago, it was before I got pregnant with my daughter. No, hold on, I'm thinking. I was pregnant with, anyway, my doctor, and after Trinity was born, I finally showed my primary care my foot. He put me on some antibiotic that got rid of all those lesions on the bottom of my foot, all those little bumps that I've seen in posts before, and I know what people are talking about, that around, and they itch like crazy, and the fluid comes out. He gave me some antibiotic, and I have never, ever had them come back again. They just were completely gone.
Wow. Awesome.
And I don't remember the name of the med. I don't remember the name of the med to give it to you guys, but I could look it up.
Yeah, I'd like that. I like that.
Because it made them all disappear, and I never had them come back again, ever.
Awesome. So, Kate, what types of techniques work for you when you're in your pain at the most?
And I just relaxing, like laying in bed, reading, or just laying down and resting. You know, my daughter takes a lot of my time too, and so I don't have time to think about, my pain. And there's stuff that's got to be done. No matter how bad my pain is, I still got stuff to do, and I just work through it because I have to do it. There's no one else to do it but me.
This is going to be an odd question, and maybe a little difficult question. Okay?
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay. What of positive and negative have you found about CRPS?
The negative I have found is that no one knows about it. When you tell them, they look at you like you're crazy, and you try to explain it to people. And, people say when they say they're in pain, I understand they're in pain, but I also hate when people compare their pain to other people. One person's pain level may be lower or higher than another's. It's all pain, and we just got to all understand, about the pain. Also, the negative is that I know it's hard to find doctors who know what RSD is and get the correct treatment. And there's treatments out there that insurance doesn't cover, and that's kind of sad, too, because there's treatments that can help us that we can't get because insurance doesn't cover it. And, living on disability, we all don't have a lot of money.
Absolutely.
To do that.
Did it?
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. You I take it that you are now on disability.
I've been on disability since 2009, and I lost my job in 2004. And my parents helped me and my ex-husband out a lot during that time when I wasn't working. And I finally decided, you know what? The doctors told me to apply for disability, so I did. And when I applied for disability, I applied in July of 2008. I didn't have any lawyers or anything. I did it all myself, and I was approved within 6 months.
Praise God!
Wow! I got my back paycheck and everything in January.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. What a blessing, truly.
I've had to learn a lot of things the hard ways, and I'm trying to be more proactive about things, and that. I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes. And one thing I just want to say, please, if someone is feeling like they don't want to be here anymore because the pain is so bad, please just don't give up the hope. I mean, if I wasn't here today, I wouldn't have my daughter, and that's the most beautiful blessing I have is her.
Wow, Kate. So
and a person can have, I know there's other people out there. I've seen posts that say, oh, I can't have kids. I just want to say, yes, you can have RSD and still have a kid.
Yes.
I'm an older mom. I had my daughter when I was 40.
Wow.
That's amazing in and of itself.
Yeah, I know. And
challenging. It was a really high risk pregnancy though. having the RFD and everything, and I wasn't able to use my SCS at all when I was pregnant, and since I didn't charge my battery, I had to have my battery replaced in 2014.
Wow.
And also, when I had my frenzy with Trinity, I always took Tylenol for pain. And my RSD, when I was pregnant, also went in remission.
Wow.
Believe it, my RSD, yeah, because I know I actually went into remission when I was pregnant with Trinity. I didn't have like any signs or symptoms of pain at all. I could like walk normal. I mean, I could walk like a mile and be okay, not have my foot swell or anything. My RSD came back 2 weeks after she was born. I started having symptoms and problems.
Well, you think that it went in remission because you were pregnant?
Yeah, because it's the hormones. The hormones do something. It doesn't happen to everybody. I mean, some people go into remission when they're pregnant, and I was just one of the lucky ones that when I was pregnant that I was able to go into remission.
I have panic disorder, and when I was pregnant, I went off all my meds, and I had no panic disorder the entire time I was pregnant, and about a month afterwards, it came back.
You know what? I did the same thing. I didn't take any psych meds or anything when I was pregnant with Trinity. Even though they prescribed it to me, I didn't take
Yeah, I wouldn't take them. Me either.
I didn't either. They were prescribed them to me, and I wouldn't take them because I didn't want to harm my child.
Right, me too. When I had my daughter, because it was 19 years ago, they said it was okay to take them, but I wouldn't. I'm like, I'm not.
I didn't either. You know,
and that was
I was too. My high risk pregnancy doctor was prescribed to me. I would not take them because I was not going to harm that child.
Right, me either.
Because most of the drugs are class C and they don't know.
One of the things.
But I wonder what it is about our hormones that did that for us. Like, I didn't have any panic. You didn't have ear pain. Like, I did research.
You know, I went into total remission when I was pregnant, and then 2 weeks.
We should be pregnant all the time.
And I wasn't able to, and when I gave birth, I wasn't able to have any epidurals because of my SCS right there. And so I gave birth naturally to my daughter. And I have to say, it was not that painful. The most painful thing I've ever been through is just the RSD and having my third back surgery when they went through my stomach and back to do my third back fusion.
Wow. We need to be
Do you have degenerative disc disease?
So I have disc disease on my neck, and so my whole back. I have degenerative disease on my neck, thoracic, and lumbar. I also have a bone spur on my thoracic. I have a bulging disc on my neck. My whole back is screwed up, actually.
Do you have spinal stenosis?
It was one of the diagnoses that was on there when I had my surgeries.
Okay. Because that's what I'm dealing with right now. They're talking about my neck narrowing to be paralyzed, and it's messed up from the back of my neck to the bottom of my back. But you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I know that's very, very, very painful on top of the RST, but it's a different type of pain, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a different type of pain. It still cripples you, and it still stops you from doing things and that, but it's totally different. It affects my right arm. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, but it's a totally different type of pain, so I do understand what you're saying. It's still pain, but it's a different type of pain than we have the R&D.
Absolutely. What tools have you
used? I thought that the last doctor you went to said they thought you were going to be okay.
Oh, me?
Yeah, me? Paralysis.
Oh,
Maria.
No, they won't do surgery.
Isn't it, doctor?
They won't do the surgery. That's what they're saying. They won't.
Because they're afraid to?
Yes, they're afraid that it will make it worse. So now they're having next week, or is it next week or the week after? I'm having what's called a SSEP done, and also I'm having a myelogram for the cervical, thoracic, and the lumbar.
Oh, those are so painful. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, Marie, those are so painful.
They're going to give me anesthesia. Thank you. They're going to give me anesthesia with it because I'm so hypersensitive that they're afraid that if they put a needle in me that I will move and cause myself to be paralyzed. Or
right. I remember reading the post that if they give you the injection without being under anesthesia, that it could cause you to be paralyzed if you move.
Yeah, exactly. And then the problem with anesthesia is you can't tell them how deep they are in the right place, and so you can become paralyzed that way. So it's like it's a catch-22.
Well, can't they use like a fluoroscopy, like what they do for our injections for like our nerve blocks, for our ganglion nerve blocks and our sympathetic nerve blocks in our back, which I've had many of those.
Yeah, that's what the myelogram, when they do a fluoroscopy sort of with that. But if you put a needle in my...
So they can kind of see the depth of the fluoroscopy where they're at then.
Yeah, but if they put a needle in me, period, the hypersensitivity is what the problem is. I won't lay still for it.
Because you'll be asleep, you won't be able to say anything.
Right, I think that, I don't know how they're going to do this, and I'm supposed to be in the hospital. They're planning from 8 in the morning till 3:30 at night, afternoon. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, and I'm a little afraid, but I have to let God take care of things, and if we want the answers, I have to go through it. I've asked myself, hello?
Right, and hello? I'm still here, hello? Oh, no. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're still here, right?
We are.
Hello? Okay. Just making sure.
All right. Somebody.
Anyway, you have so much faith, though, Maria, right?
Yeah, Maria.
You have so much faith because your posts are always so uplifting, and you just have so much faith. Oh. So I think you're gonna be okay. You know that.
Thank you so much.
I know that you will put it. I know that you will put it in His hands, and whatever the outcome is, I know that you will accept it.
Yeah, I am. Whatever the outcome is, that's right. Whatever God's will is, I'm gonna deal with it. I mean, I'm.
Because I know you. Sorry, because I know you have so much faith. I mean, it shows in your posts and how you write stuff.
Oh, thank you. Kate, your strength in that is so awesome. You should become part of the Light and Darkness group. I think that you would be, or maybe even participate or admin or something. You have so much to give. You have truly inspiration. And that's what that group is all about for depression and suicide. And
I have that. Yeah, I have that. I've done that. I've been through that, Maria. I've been through that. So I've grown, and I'm just, I'm thankful where I am here today, what I do have in that, I look at this way, if I didn't have RSD, I wouldn't have what I have in my life today. I wouldn't have my daughter if I didn't have RSD, and so some ways, it's pain. In some ways, I'm thankful that I have RSD, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without it.
Amen. That's the way I feel. Kate, what tools do you use, if any, to help you to adapt to your illness or illnesses?
You know what? I've just been through so much over the years. It's just been lessons and learning stuff for me. Like, I do have a grabber, and that helps a lot to pick up stuff. And I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying, but
that's okay. That's okay. I mean, that helps. I mean, a lot of people don't know about grabbers and things like that. Me, I use a lot is my rice pad dog that I can put in the microwave. And I make my apartment set up so I can hold on to walls when I'm unbalanced. So that helps. What kind of advice would you give a newbie?
I would say find a pain doctor to a newbie that knows what RSD is and is able to treat it. And try and find a doctor who is open to things. And also, I would also try and find a doctor. It's so hard now for us because of all the opiate laws and all the stuff that's happened. But to find a doctor that will give you the right pain medication that you need. And I'm just going to say you have to really search and find the right pain doctor for you and join groups and ask people in your area who is the best pain doctor to treat this.
What?
I mean, I think that's the first step for a newbie is to join some groups, and talk to other people about it so they don't feel so alone. Because many of us, when we first diagnosed, we felt alone because, how many of us really knew what RSD was when we were diagnosed with it? I mean, I had a feeling because I worked in the medical field, because I knew what RSD is, because my last job I worked at, this is going to be funny, I worked at an anesthesia office and pain management office.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I knew what RSD was, and like I said, I had a feeling that's what I had, and so when the doctor told me, I just burst out crying because I knew.
Wow. Well, it's so nice to know that you already knew, though, that you were educating yourself, and I thank you for that. And thank you for
everything. Well, the only reason I knew is because of my job, because I worked in the medical field, and anesthesiologist and pain management office, that's how I knew about it.
Mm-hmm. But you find so many clinicians say that it's not my specialty or I don't have to know this. And it's so nice to see that some of them take on to learn what it is.
It is, and there are doctors out there that do know what RSD is and will treat you. You just gotta find them, and that's hard for some people, especially in certain areas where people live.
Hi, I don't know what happened. I got disconnected in the middle of the call. I don't know what happened. It's Carol.
We're sorry, Carol.
Sorry.
Glad to have you back
I don't know what
with us.
happened, but I'm back.
Thank you. Glad to have
Welcome
you.
back. I've had to learn a lot of things the hard way because I'm very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can say is I've learned things the hard way, and it's made me a bad person, and I just don't want anybody else to go through learning stuff the hard way, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where
do you find your information for your illness when you need to start searching for things? Where do you go?
I belong to a lot of RSD groups, but also one of the best sites I found is RSD Hope.
Okay.
Is it?
Yes.
That's where I get a lot of my information from.
I like that site
and
too.
And groups too. In the groups, that's where I get information from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking more about your depression and stuff, and so many people out there are so afraid to speak about their illness and that. But I believe that one of the things about us is that we can't stay in the darkness, and we have to be the lights. That we need to speak more about our illness, so it will help educate others and help others find that support that they're looking for. And, what would you say to somebody that is in that position that would not want to speak out?
I would say, find somebody that you can speak to. I mean, find somebody. There are different, I would maybe suggest that they call, like, a suicide hotline just to have someone to talk to if they're that bad. It makes me so sad when we lose one of our RSD angels to suicide because, they just couldn't take it anymore and they just felt that they were better off not being here. And it makes me so sad to see that, but I also do understand, the pain just gets so bad and we get horrible treatment sometimes. What other choice do people have sometimes? Mm-hmm. I just wish that people would speak out or talk to someone or somehow, but it's also scary for people to speak out too sometimes because they don't know what's going to happen, Am I going to end up in an institution or something,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's not on our head, and my pain is we get so depressed because our lives have changed, and it takes a while to accept and go through things that we need to go to, and we still have get angry about things and upset and about our conditions that we're not able to do certain things. But I also look at the things I can do, and that helps me a lot too.
That is great, and you brought up a great point about reinventing yourself.
But it takes time, and it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's been the hardest part for me.
Reinventing.
Is, kind of, losing my job and not being able
to work. And I do miss working. I miss working sometimes. I miss it.
So
I do too.
Let me ask
you. Your financial situation changes. My ability to do things around the house is different. I can't keep a good clean house, and everything. It's just your whole life is different. And for me, that's been the hardest adjustment. Just like, what am I useful for? What can I do now? How, in what way can I still contribute?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We all have to get our pains. Even though we all have our RSC, it all affects us differently. You know, we may have the pain, but all of us get different symptoms. Like some get swelling, some don't, some get the color changes. You know, and we just all have to adapt and, you know, somehow find things and look at the things that we can do. There's certain things that we're not able to do anymore. Like, I'm not able to run anymore. I'm not able to, like jump off my dog or do hopscotch. You know, that does bother me, but I do look at things that I can do with her. I can sit on the couch and play with her and do Legos with her. Even though I'm not able to sit on the floor, I'm still able to do different things. I can lay in bed and read with her and play with her on her bed. I mean, that's why I look at the things that I can do with her.
Do you find that...
I think that's one of the hardest adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Do you ladies find that when reinventing yourself, that you find that you're doing things that you didn't do before, that you didn't know that you could do?
But it's like finding a new strength, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's how, I mean...
Example.
Oh, yeah.
Example is like
this. There's still a process, though, of finding stuff, because it's trial and error, too.
Right, exactly. And you can't let the downfalls keep you down. You have to push through those, because you will find what your nick is, and I think that's what it's all about.
It's hard to find the balance, because every day is different too. I mean,
exactly.
Every day is different for us, and so you just gotta find. It's hard to get your balance sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not just every day. It's minute by minute. 1 minute we can do something, the next minute we can't, and maybe your body needs rest for a couple days and you can't get to that activity that you found that you could do. I know that many have taken up, crocheting or making cards, homemade cards to send out, writing inspirational stories or just writing stories, writing blogs, joining groups to help others, finding that thing in your life that's going to make you feel better as a person.
It takes time, we've all had to adjust, not being able to work and be at home, and, making ourselves feel useful again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. I believe we all go through those stages. We go through the 5 stages of grief, and I don't think that we can reach the point of reinventing ourselves until we go through those stages. And the problem with that is we go through those stages so many times. It's a never-ending story.
Right. It's just not. Oh, we go through depression sadness. We go through. It's an up and down thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roller coaster ride. It really is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I have to say the one thing that's really helped me the most, though, is therapy. Because a person has to want the therapy for it to help you, though.
Mm-hmm. What type of therapy?
If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. It does make sense. It makes sense a lot. What type of therapy has helped you, Kate?
Just talking, having someone, a therapist, understand what I'm going through, and just help me see things in a different light, like my way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because our thinking also changes through all this too, and that's one thing that I had a really good therapist that helped me with my way of thinking, by looking at things differently.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Trying to find the positive.
Right, and cause and effect of stuff too. And just trying to be proactive and stuff too. Instead of getting a disaster, trying to be more proactive and preventing stuff from happening. Sometimes it's not always possible to do that, but
yeah, it's a huge impact on us when all of a sudden we have a normal life, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation that you have given up your independence involuntary.
Right. It wasn't our choice. It wasn't my choice. I got fired from my job September 7th of 2004. I got fired because I had an 8x10 bulging disc in my back and I had sciatica. I wasn't able to stand. I was always trying to get up. I couldn't do my job, and it wasn't fair to my other coworkers who were picking up the slack from me.
Absolutely. Are you working on any events or projects right now?
what I mean, what type of right now right now for some kind of project I'm doing is I'm taking clear Christmas bulbs and pouring paint in them to give them away as Christmas presents, and that helps. That's really relaxing to me.
Wow, I've never heard of that. I have to see some of them. Do you sell them online?
What do you put inside? You just take a clear Christmas bulb that you get at Michael's, and you take like coal paint, and you just pour the paint in there, and you just like turn the bulb different ways, and you put different colors in there, and it's really relaxing, and they make really nice Christmas presents.
Awesome. Can you show us a picture later of what you're doing? I would love to see that.
Yeah, I have pictures of some that I already have done. And then I'm taking like some stickers and super gluing stickers on there that says like special, joy, the inspirational stickers that I got to put on them.
I would have never thought about doing that.
There's one time in my life, I discovered this when I was in my early 20s. When I've been married 2 different times, and the first time when I got divorced, I went to a deep depression. And someone showed me or told me that, and what got me out of it is I started making Christmas bulbs. Because it happened in the fall. It happened in the fall, and I just took clear Christmas bulbs from Michael's and just started putting paint in it, and I do that still. Every Christmas to give them always Christmas presents. And it's really relaxing. It's something my daughter can do too, because she can sit there and hold the bulb and turn it different ways too and put paint in it.
That is awesome. Yeah, and you guys are engaging, still working on that relationship, and that's awesome. That is so awesome.
I'm sorry to say this, guys. I know it's like it's 6:55, and I'm sorry to say this, but my daughter's coming back from her dad's, and she gets dropped off at 7 here.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you with us, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry I was late, Maria. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
But I'm glad that thank you for waiting for me, and I really enjoyed talking to all of you, and I hope this just helps other people too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kate.
But I just want to say one thing. Please don't give up hope on having this disease. No, it is possible to do things. It is possible to have a child and have RSD.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. And Maria, if you want me to join that group, just we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah. I will absolutely. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to contact you, and I'd love to talk to you more some other time about your illness and that, because you and I have so many things that are similar that I could learn a lot. So
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you have similar things, but I do understand. I hope that helps you to know that you're not alone.
Yes, it does, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you.
I don't know where to take the pictures to send them to of the bulbs I make.
You can put You can put those on Let Your Voice Be Heard site. Or you can send.
I don't know if I belong to that or not.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing right now.
To that or not.
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
Anyway, I'm sorry, you guys. I have to go get my daughter to get dropped off in the field. I'm so sorry to have to cut this off.
That's okay. Thank you for joining and telling, and I will give you the link in it. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. God bless.
You're welcome. You guys, ladies. Thank you guys. You guys have a good night too. I enjoyed talking to you all. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.